So once again, good morning, everyone, those who have joined. My name is Tanya Batra. I'm a RCA registered special educator. And today in this session, we are going to talk about dyslexia, understanding the meaning, concept of dyslexia. And we will be also discussing and talking about the types of dyslexia. So let's move further. If you will be having any doubts, definitely feel free to ask your doubts, your concerns, and if you want to share any experience with me of teaching children with dyslexia, or if you want to uh, consult anyone about your special education sessions, you need to talk about that. Definitely, you are open to do that, and you can also type in the chat box. So let's start. And at the end of my session, I'm catering to all your doubts. I will be very excited to listen to your stories and experiences. So before jumping on to the meaning of specific learning disability and talking about dyslexia, I don't believe in the kind of magic in my books, but I do believe something very magical can happen when you read a good book. So this is given by J.K. Rowling. So it's absolutely correct. If anybody is, uh, if any child or any person is getting a good book to read according to his interest, according to his, what you can say, according to his age, that is an age appropriate book, according to his feelings, according to his thoughts, and definitely that good book can do wonders and do many sorts of magic. And this particular quotation is appropriate when we're talking about children with dyslexia. If we are providing them dyslexic friendly books, which is according to their interest, according to their uh, thought processes, and definitely according to their even reading level, then definitely that particular book can do wonders for them. Okay, so next, now understanding dyslexia and its types. Now, we all know that dyslexia is the type of specific learning disability. So, first, I would like to talk about the meaning, the definition of specific learning disability given by RPWD Act 2016. RPWD Act has mentioned 21 disabilities, and in those 21 disabilities, the one major important disability that I believe is specific learning disabilities, because it is a hidden disability, but when it is considered as one of the important category under the category of disability. So I feel like it has been a huge message for the parents, for the caregivers, for the special educators, for the general classroom teachers. Yes, specific learning disability is hidden disability, but yes, it should not be ignored. So RTWD Act 2016, specific learning disability is defined as specific learning disability means a heterogeneous group of conditions where there is a deficit in processing language, spoken or written, any language where there is deficit, that language can be in a form of spoken or written, and there is a deficit in that particular language that may manifest itself as a difficulty to comprehend, speak, read, write, spell, or to do mathematical calculations, and includes such conditions as perceptual disabilities, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and developmental aphasia. So this particular definition is clearly stating, ये हमें साफ साफ बता रहा है कि स्पेसिफिक लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी में प्रोसेसिंग इश्यूज होते हैं, जिसमें लैंग्वेज जो बोली जा रही है या जो लिखी जा रही है उसमें बच्चे की दिक्कत होती है, और देयर इज डिफिकल्टी टू कॉम्प्रीहेंड, किसी बात को समझना, किसी टेक्स्ट को रीड करके नहीं समझ पाना, देन स्पीकिंग में डिफिकल्टी होती है, रीडिंग में डिफिकल्टी होती है, अपने थॉट्स को, अपनी फीलिंग्स को अपना एक्सप्रेस करने में, लिखने में दिक्कत होती है, स्पेलिंग इश्यूज में दिक्कत होती है, में दिक्कत होती है. Then it is also mentioning about the types of specific learning disability, that is dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and developmental aphasia. Now, let's jump on to the first type, that is dyslexia. Again, this is a brief about the types of specific learning disability. I have already taken a session on an introduction of dysgraphia. meaning characteristics, types of dysgraphia. So if you want to watch that video, definitely you can go to my YouTube channel, Hannah Batra, Learning Support Educator. There you will find there you will find this video on the topic dysgraphia. Okay. So today we are going to focus on dyslexia. There are other types of learning disability also. That is dyscalculia, that is difficulty with maths. Dyslexia, that is sensory integration disorder, in which the person is having difficulty with fine motor, balancing, movement, eye-hand coordination disorder, dexterity difficulties. So this comes under dyspraxia. Dysphasia is basically difficulty with language, receptive language issues, expressive language difficulties, problem understanding the spoken language, poor reading comprehension. Auditory processing disorder, visual processing disorders, the other types of learning disability. But not to worry, I will definitely be taking session on all of the other types also. Okay, so today let's understand the meaning, the depth of dyslexia, the types, the characteristics of dyslexia. And if you're having any doubts, कोई भी, if you feel like you're not able to understand any point, कोई बात समझ नहीं आ रही है, कोई भी चीज अगर आपको if you're feeling difficulty in understanding it, definitely comment section में आप लिखिए, आप chat box में लिखिए, and I will try to explain it as many times possible. Please not to worry at all. Let's move further. Dyslexia, meaning and concept. If anybody is there, if you're paying attention, please can you let me know? Am I audible? Can you listen to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible? Okay. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Dyslexia. Dyslexia, meaning and concept. Now, the International Dyslexia Association has given this definition of dyslexia. Define dyslexia in the following ways. I have already highlighted the important characteristics of dyslexia for you to make this definition easy for you. Dyslexia is an SLD, we all know. Neurobiological disorder होता है, neuropsychological disorder होता है. It is characterized by difficulty with accurate and or fluent word recognition. First, very important point. वर्ड रिकॉग्नाइज करने में बच्चे को दिक्कत होती है जब भी आप बच्चे को कोई वर्ड देंगे पढ़ने के लिए. अगेन हियर आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एन एज एप्रोप्रिएट वर्ड्स आल्सो. द चाइल्ड माइट नॉट एबल टू रिकॉग्नाइज दैट. एंड बाय पुअर स्पेलिंग इश्यूज होते हैं इसमें बच्चे को. स्पेलिंग इश्यूज बेसिकली व्हेन द पर्सन इज रीडिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर वर्ड और दैट पर्टिकुलर टेक्स्ट, स्पेलिंग्स नहीं समझ पाएगा. स्पेलिंग्स की दिक्कत होगी, बच्चा स्पेलिंग्स को रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाएगा, उस वर्ड को रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाएगा. जब आप बच्चे को बोलेंगे कि इस वर्ड की स्पेलिंग आप मुझे ओरली बताइए, तो चाइल्ड माइट नॉट बी एबल टू टेल यू दैट. देन कम्स एंड decoding abilities. Decoding abilities basically आपने कोई बच्चे को इंस्ट्रक्शन लिख कर दी, then the child might not able to decode it, not able to understand it and give you the correct response. उस चीज को, उस इंस्ट्रक्शन को मुझे पढ़कर समझना है. जो रिएक्शन, जो उसका एक्शन होना चाहिए उस इंस्ट्रक्शन को पढ़ने के बाद, दैट माइट नॉट बी एक्यूरेट. These difficulties typically result from deficit in phonological component of language. Now, there is phonological component of language which includes phonemic awareness, sounds, phonemes, graphemes. All of these, there is deficit, or you can say there are issues in this particular area, जिसकी वजह से decoding abilities हो सकती है, spelling issues हो सकते हैं, word recognition difficulty. Secondary consequences may include problems in reading comprehension. कोई भी आप बच्चे को टेक्स्ट देंगे, एक नरेटिव टेक्स्ट हो गया, एक पोएट्री, कोई पोएम हो गई, पोएट्री कॉम्प्रिहेंशन टेक्स्ट हो गया, कोई बायोग्राफी हो गई किसी के बारे में. So the child might not be able to comprehend what the person or what the narrator is trying to say in that particular passage. And post reading experience that can impede the growth of vocabulary and background knowledge. Usually, when we are talking about children with dyslexia, it is perceived that children have difficulty in reading issues. It is seen that कि बच्चे से तो पढ़ा ही नहीं जा रहा. Then what happens? most of the teachers or parents, they avoid giving learning experiences or reading experiences to the child. Okay, yeah, okay, you don't read it, let me help you. I will read it for you. I will read the text for you. Okay. For an example, if there is reading session happening in the class, the child is facing difficulty in reading, the teacher might say, okay, koi baat nahi, Parth, you sit down. Let me read it for you. Or the child sitting next to Parth, please read it for him. Okay, so what we are doing, we are providing a reduced reading experiences. We are not allowing the child to read according to his level, or at least to choose books according to his interest. Okay, so because of that reduced reading experiences, it affects the vocabulary of the child. That vocabulary terms will not be able to build up, and also affects the background knowledge. That background knowledge is not built up. It lacks because of the reason if anything is given to the child to read, the child might not be able to relate because that background is not built up. Okay? Next. Students identified as having dyslexia typically experience primary difficulties in phonological awareness. Here, the major domain includes phonemic awareness, sounds, understanding the relation between phonemes and graphemes, substituting the phoneme with another phoneme, including phonemic awareness, manipulation, single word reading that includes CVC words, CCV keywords, or again, understanding the differences between vowels and consonants. Then single word reading, reading fluency and spell. Reading fluency, you can say like reading speed, difficulty in reading speed. The child might be reading very slow, or might be breaking the word and then reading each and every letter and then trying to blend that letters but not able to do that, then difficulties in spellings. Consequences may include difficulty in reading comprehension, written expression. These difficulties in phonological awareness are unexpected for the child student's age and education level and not primarily the result of language differences factors. Now, this is very important. If the person is coming, if the child in your class is coming from different country or different areas, okay, now there his mother tongue is something else, and here where the child is taking his education, the mother tongue is something else. So we can't say because of his regional differences or because of his language differences, the child is having dyslexia. Not at all. Okay? So that is why it is being mentioned here. Dyslexia is not primarily the result of language differences. There is often a family history of similar difficulty. It has been seen, though the exact cause of dyslexia and SLD is not being yet proven, but yes, many researchers believe that dyslexia, learning disabilities are often seen in the family history, are considered that it is being transferred through genes. Okay, but yes, this is not yet proven that yes, this is absolutely true. It is being seen, or you can say it has been till now studied, or many of the influences have been seen. Okay. Now, again, detailed characteristics of dyslexia. Characteristics of dyslexia have been divided according to preschool. Children in preschool, children in kindergarten, first grade, children in second grade and third grade, children in fourth grade through sixth grade, then middle school and high school and post-secondary. So these are the basic main characteristics of children. If you are focusing, if you're a special educator and catering to preschool, yes, if you're an early childhood educator and having children of age group belonging to 0 to 6 years, 2 to 6 years, then yes, these particular characteristics can help you to identify, or you can say will help you to suspect learning difficulties in child, like delay in learning, difficulty rhyming, difficulty pronouncing the words, then inability to recall the word, trouble learning naming letters, then might not be interested in taking part in any group of the activity, might not enjoy reading along or reading aloud any letters, any activity. Okay. Then for kindergarten and first grade, difficulty breaking the words into smaller parts, difficulty identifying, manipulating the sounds, difficulty decoding the single words, remembering the names of letters, recalling the corresponding sounds, difficulty spelling the words phonetically, phonemic awareness में delay होगा, बच्चा थोड़ा सा सीख नहीं पाएगा, time लगेगा उसे सीखने में, or might not show interest in learning that particular concept. Second grade and third grade, these are the characteristics mentioned here. Difficulty in sight words, very important. Now, sight words are those words which do not follow any phonemic awareness rules. Okay, like am, is, in, on, who, said, been, that, them. So these are some words which do not follow the phonemic awareness rules. So that's the reason it is being considered as sight words. Sometimes they are also being ignored. They are being not taught to the child. Yeah. So इन words को recognize करने में बच्चे को तभी difficulty होती है. Then difficulty decoding single words, difficulty recalling the correct sounds, difficulty connecting the sweet sound, difficulty reading fluently, might be reading very fast, might be reading incorrectly, might be substituting the word, omitting the word while reading, might be reading slow, without expression, difficulty in decoding unfamiliar words. Um, Reliant on is dependent on picture clues, difficulty with written expression. Fourth grade to sixth grade, difficulty reading aloud, avoidance of reading, difficulty reading fluently, difficulty decoding unfamiliar words, acquisition of less vocabulary. Then middle school and high school, again, so you will see that when as the age group is increasing, the characteristics are also getting a little severe, or you can say it's getting of higher level. Okay? Difficulty with volume of reading. If you are given so much of content to the child of who is in grade 9, who is in grade 10th, and to read so much of content, the child might feel anxious, might not be interested in sitting in the class, might be avoiding the lots of written work. Frustration, anxiety, then aggression issues might develop at this particular age because of so much of written work and so much of time is required, so much of energy is required for reading and writing. Difficulty reading fluently, difficulty decoding unfamiliar words, difficulty with written assignments of which requires lots of attention and time, which is having so much of content. And then tendency to avoid reading, difficulty reading a foreign language. Now post secondary. There are difficulty pronouncing names of people and places, difficulty remembering the names of people, difficulty with word retrieval, spoken vocabulary, difficulty in completing the reading demands, difficulty with note taking, difficulty with writing a production, written production, writing a letter on his own, writing a mail to a family member, to any of the colleague. So all of these difficulty remembering and sequences, directions. So all of these characters can occur when the student is entering to the college. Okay. Now, basic. Now, to explain you the basic characteristics. अभी आपने बहुत सारे characteristics सुने समझे. Now, as a special educator or as a parent, if I tell you the basic characteristics of dyslexia with the help of which it will be easy for you to identify, those characteristics will be the reading elements. If you have a pen and paper with you right now, you can definitely note down these basic reading elements. Number one comes your phonemic awareness. Phonics, sounds. हर एक अक्षर की एक sound होती है, हर एक letter की sound होती है. बच्चा अगर उन साउंड्स को नहीं समझ पा रहा, उन साउंड्स को में कंफ्यूज हो रहा है, उन वर्ड्स को नहीं समझ पा रहा, गलत साउंड्स प्रोनाउंस कर रहा है उस पर्टिकुलर लेटर की, और वर्ड में अंदर जो वर्ड में जो लेटर्स है उनकी साउंड्स को इनकरेक्टली प्रोनाउंस कर रहा है, तो सबसे पहला करेक्टरिस्टिक तो ये होता है. Phonemic awareness is basic, you can say the element. Second comes the poor decoding skills. Poor decoding skills basically what you can say like understanding, struggle to sound out the words, leading to slow or laborious reading because बच्चा समझ नहीं पा रहा, decode नहीं कर पा रहा उस particular word को. Then difficulty with word recognition. Word recognition here basically means when we are giving a sight word to a child. Like for an example, if you're giving a word battle, or if you're giving the word cat, bat, any word if you're giving to the child and the child is not able to recognize that which sound is this or how to pronounce this particular sound, then there comes difficulty with word recognition. Now, phonemic awareness, word recognition, then comes your vocabulary, then comes your comprehension, then comes your fluency. These are the basic, you can say, the elements of reading in which the child has difficulty. If you're talking about children with dyslexia, let me repeat again. Phonemic awareness, word recognition skills, then comes your vocabulary, फ्लुएंसी वर्ड रिकॉग्निशन में आपके साइड वर्ड्स को रिकॉग्नाइज करने में भी डिफिकल्टी होती है बच्चे को. Fluency, and then comes your comprehension. Okay? Reading comprehension. So these are the major elements which are the part of reading. अगर इन elements में बच्चे को दिक्कत हो रही है, then we can say yes, you can say that we are suspecting the child to be having dyslexia. Okay. Slow reading speed basically refers to fluency again. Difficulty with reading comprehension, might not be able to understand the passage the child have read, might not be follow the instruction given to the child in a written form, when the child is reading that particular text, might not be able to analyze that comprehension passage. Okay. Now, I would like to show you this, you can say, a workbook which is written by Mr. Jones. And I'm highly grateful to this person that he has explained dyslexia characteristics, meaning, types, and also some of the strategies in such a simpler way. Okay. So let me open it for you and I will share this book with you all. Not to worry. You can definitely see it at your own pace and at your own flexibility. So let me show it to you once. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see? Okay, great. So first, Mike Jones is telling about himself, and then moving next, he has given some dyslexic children case studies, case stories. So you can go through it. Now, understanding dyslexia. Now, you can see such beautifully with lots of beautiful illustrations he has explained this. Dyslexia was discovered more than 100 years ago, but many people still don't understand it. Yes, it's true. Till now, many people don't understand it. It was discovered by Dr. Berlin in 1887. Then, yes, dyslexia is passed through families, as I've already told you this. Do you know someone in your family with dyslexia? So you can see there is a person, me, okay. So the person has, Jones has drawn a tree in which he is representing himself and the family members. So they had they were dyslexia. So yes, it got passed on to him. So it transfers, it gets passed on within families. 1 in 5 people have dyslexia. Dyslexia is neurological. The dyslexic brain processes written and spoken information differently. The dyslexic brain, भी अगर आप written and spoken information आप बच्चे को देते हैं तो वो जो dyslexic brain होता है उसको अलग तरीके से ही अपने यूनिक वे में ही अपने क्रिएटिव वे में ही उसको प्रोसेस करता है. Sometimes the information is forgotten, jumbled up, or with some mistake, but yes, it processes the information. The dyslexic brain processes the information in its unique way. Signs of dyslexia: misreading, limited comprehension, losing your place, or you can say losing your place, basically not able to understand where I kept my book, or which line I was reading, on which page number was I. Okay. Difficulties with writing, forgetting the punctuation mark, finding the right words, difficulty organizing ideas, difficulty remembering sequences, phone numbers, days, months, alphabets, tough tasks, finishing on time, recalling names, staying focused, what is forgotten, things I've read, stuff I'm told to do, to write down my homework. So all of these things are usually forgotten by children with dyslexia. Doesn't like school at all, unhappy, withdrawn, quiet, angry, frustrated. So this is the summary. Now, different processing in chapter 2. Again, phonological awareness, the most important element of reading, and the child with dyslexia had deficits in working with sounds. Okay. Next, difficulty splitting the words into syllables, blending the phonemes, which refers to the sounds, difficulty in rhyming. Okay, auditory processing issues, like if the child has seen or heard this particular word, the child might respond in this way, in a wrong way. Okay, auditory processing, मतलब सुना सही है, but जब उसको response कर रहा है बच्चा सही से नहीं कर पा रहा because there is issues in processing. Okay, then difficulty in losing attention, forgetting instruction, distracted by noise, slow processing speed, which takes much longer time to process any information. Dyslexia causes slower information, learning in the classroom, reading a book, writing a story, doing homework. Then working memory, hold and use information in your head for a short time. Again, working memory is affected. Then working memory can store information between 5 and 7 chunks of information, but those with dyslexia struggle to remember even three. Then executive functioning may difficulties होना like planning, managing time, organizing, mixing up the things, getting the sequences, losing things, or difficulty in organizing time, forgetting stuff. So these are basic, you can say, the difficulty areas: difficulty in executive function skill, processing speed, working memory, phonological awareness, and auditory process. Okay. Now, what dyslexic people are good at? They are really good at many things. They are creative. They are good in sports. They are good in art and craft. They look at the bigger picture. They think outside the box. They are being able to imagine a vision of the future combined with an unconventional approach has helped some people with dyslexia to become successful, like Steve Jobs. So they are able to think out of the box. They are able to think that what can be useful for the future population. Okay. So I really like this particular book. I will definitely share this book with you, and it is also mentioning some of the famous sports people and also the characters. The strategies, intervention strategies that parents and special educators can. So I will share this book with you. Definitely, you can go through it. It is mentioning the characteristics. Characteristics I have already discussed, so that's the reason I am not talking about this in detail now. Coming back to my presentation. Now, the very important topic for today's session: types of dyslexia. Phonological dyslexia, difficulty in matching sound, difficulty in understanding phonemes, or you can say struggling in decoding the sounds. Okay. Difficulty with phonological awareness includes difficulty with identifying and manipulating the sound. Like if I say the word bad, or if I say any, like if I say the word bad and replace the d sound with t sound. So it would be difficult for the child to first recognize that where is the d sound and which sound has to be replaced with. Then rapid naming dyslexia, people who struggle with the ability to rapidly name colors, telling the numbers fast in a rapid go, telling the letters. Then, if the people are or children are struggling in telling the numbers, colors rapidly, then we can say that yes, that person is being suspected to have rapid naming dyslexia. Okay. This type of dyslexia may be linked to both reading speed and processing speed. Then, visual dyslexia, when the child struggles to remember what they have seen on a page. अगर आप कोई भी टेक्स्ट बच्चे को लिख कर दे रहे हैं या बच्चे को कुछ विजुअली आप दिखा रहे हैं, ब्लैक बोर्ड भी दिखा रहे हैं, व्हाइट बोर्ड भी दिखा रहे हैं, वहां से बच्चा नहीं पढ़ पा रहा, नहीं समझ पा रहा, so that comes under the category of visual dyslexia. Okay. This type affects the visual processing, making it difficult for the brain, so that the brain doesn't get the complete picture of what the eyes is saying. So there is issues in brain processing when the picture is reaching the frontal lobe, that particular area is not processing the information correctly. Because of the results, the response is incorrect. Then comes surface level dyslexia, difficulty with sight words. Individuals may struggle to recognize the whole word by sight and instead rely or heavily on decoding strategies. कि आप मुझे इसकी sound बता दो, आप इन words को blank करके मुझे बता दो, then I will be able to tell you. Okay, so that comes under surface level dyslexia, and the child is not able to recognize the entire word at one go. Okay. Then there was one more, auditory dyslexia. When okay, this I think we have discussed. Okay, auditory dyslexia, when any information or any sound is heard through the ears, the information अच्छे से पहुंच रही है कान तक, but when that information is reached towards the processing area, okay, that there is a processing issues and the response that comes out is incorrect. Okay, then comes your list. The last point for today's session: dyslexia assessment. So you can definitely use informal assessment tools. You can write a passage. You can focus on assessing the informal areas, or you can focus on making your own informal assessment tool for identifying dyslexia issues or for identifying the child having difficulties in reading. Like, for an example, you can give some words on the sheet and encourage the child to read those words for you. अगर बच्चा नहीं पढ़ पाएगा, then yes, you can say the child is having difficulty in word recognition. फोनेमिक अवेयरनेस में बच्चे को अगर दिक्कत आपको लग रही है, अगर आपको आपको बच्चे की फोनोलॉजिकल अवेयरनेस स्किल्स को चेक करना है in an informal way, then definitely you can give some sounds to the child, you can pronounce some words and encourage the child to recognize the sound. The child is not able to do that, then definitely there is an issue in phonological awareness. Similarly, आप fluency informal way में check कर सकते हैं, बच्चे को 5-6 लाइनें दीजिए to read and just check in 1 minute how many words he is reading. Okay, vocabulary check करने के लिए आप कोई भी बच्चे को topic दीजिए, like for example garden, and encourage the child आपको 1 minute के लिए इस particular topic में बोलना है, ठीक है? That particular topic can be according to the interest of the child, and see in 1 minute how many words the child is able to speak. So this how you can check the vocabulary. Similarly, reading comprehension के लिए पैसेज में के अंदर आप बच्चे को क्वेश्चन आंसर दे सकते हैं, एमसीक्यू दे सकते हैं, फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स दे सकते हैं, मॉरल वैल्यूज उस पर्टिकुलर स्टोरी का पूछ सकते हैं, तो इससे आपको पता चल सकता है कि बच्चे को वो पैसेज कितना समझ में आया, कौन थे उस पैसेज में, उस स्टोरी में करेक्टर्स, उसके बारे में भी आप पूछ सकते हैं. सो दिस हाउ in an informal way you can assess the reading skills of the child. Okay, this is one of the tool which I want to show it to you. Just a minute. And let me show this tool to you, and I will share this tool in the WhatsApp group also. Right. So this is dyslexia screening tool. This is a screening tool, not a diagnostic tool. Yes, very important. This indications of dyslexia. It will give you indicators of dyslexia if the child is having dyslexia or not. But it's not proven that this, after using this tool, you can't say that the child is diagnosed with dyslexia. Not at all. So you can use this tool to screen, to identify the difficulty areas of reading. So you can see print the alphabet given below. Work these letters, then circle all the B's, because we know children with dyslexia have reversal issues, not able to recognize the letter, recognize the word because of the reversal, omission, substitution issues. Circle each reverse letter, look at the first figure, circle the matching figure, look at the word and on the left and circle the word on the right that matches with it. Circle each was. Yes, was को बच्चा कहीं बार 100 पढ़ देता है, लिख देता है. So this is also one of the characteristics. Look at the figure on the right and circle. Then have the student copy the figure. So okay, I will share this tool with you. You can go through this tool, and if you have any doubt in this tool, you can let me know. So coming back. So yes, everybody, that's it for today. If you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for listening to me. Here is Tanya Batra, RCN Special Educator, Learning Support Educator. I request you all to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. And yes, do share my videos with other parents and educators to spread awareness about special education and specific learning disability. Thank you, everybody. If you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment section, or you can ask, you can unmute yourself and
Thank you,
any
ma'am. This
doubts,
session
anyone?
was really informative.